Okay, hello. Um, this is actually a Mastercam tutorial, but I have to start in Fusion because I have to get my model. Gotta go get my STC 84L modified model. Do with it. Tighten the CNC, lathe area, STC rocket, and 84L front. We have the modified ones here. So I got to open this up, and I cannot transfer a Fusion file to Mastercam, so I have to export this as something else. I'm going to use the either Inventor or let's see what else I got. I'll go in and what else? I get more select. Oh, Step. Step is a good one. I'm going to export this as a Step file. This is going to be outside the computer, not in the cloud. Go and Explorer. All right, there it is. All right, now I can shut this down. And I'm in Mastercam 2021, so I'm going to open that file. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to put this in my cloud. I don't have to worry about where it is. CNC share directory, Titan, Lathe, Mastercam, paste there. Go to use it, it's attached to the one in the cloud. Open, computer, browse. See, CNC share file, Titan, Lathe, Mastercam. It's trying to find a Mastercam file, so I got to change that to Step. There it is. Options. Always turn on the edge curves. Open. Open. Okay, there's our model. Isometric view. Okay. The modified rocket, and we're going to do the front first. We're going to do this as two operations, like all the parts. All right, so that means, first of all, I need a machine. I want a machine, I want a lathe, manage list. I got my STC CNC lathe. I'm going to add that to my list. If not, use lathe default. Getting to the setup phase here now. Next thing is setup. Oh, picked the wrong one. Yeah. Group. Delete. I think I could change it from here. Oh no, it thinks it's mill. Machine. Lathe. It should have been this one. Full definition not found. Okay. I'm going to go with lathe default, and I'm going to delete all. Yep. All right, so I'm in lathe default. Let's see. Lathe tool manager. The basic tools in Mastercam are actually pretty good. I think for ease of use, I would make my own library, at least so you can have the tools numbered in the turret, so you don't have to keep on changing tool numbers. All right, let's go select a different tool library. I already installed it. Heck is it? Rocket Tools right here. Download it from the website, and hopefully these will all line up. I'll probably end up changing these tool numbers so I have an updated. Okay. I'll just hit green check mark. So I know they're there. I'm going to go into lathe. So we're in lathe, and I have rough, finish, drill, face. These are all the lathe operations. This is pretty much all we're going to do. We don't have a C-axis. We don't have part handling, stock flip. Okay, it'll be right in this general area. We get rough finish, drill face, cutoff, moving, dynamic roughing, threading, plunge turn, contour rough, prime turning, used with the Sandvik tools, and custom thread. A manual entry point and some can cycles. All right, in this case, let's finish the setup as far as we know. All right, so I don't have my latest post files in here, so I'm gonna have to use the default. Go to tool settings, I'm gonna give it a program number. I'm not gonna assign numbers sequentially. I want to build a tool library that stays numbered. So I'm gonna do it calculations from tool. So the material is kind of not neat. I think this is a setting here we've been looking at. Override defaults with modal values. All right, this is good on like clearance height, read track, feed plane. You want to get it to update as you go along. I believe this is what that does. Let's see, let's put on one of duplicate tool numbers just in case. Use tool step pec coolant. That must be built into the tool, so let's turn that on. Search tool library when entering tool number. No. Stock setup. I like to use the standard one on left-hand spindle and chuck jaws. Okay, so, okay. Let's see now. Let's go to roughing, right? I'm kind of winging this without the Titan course, so I'm going to go, let's do a solid model. Working well. I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, I decided to actually watch the video. So I did the setup for Tyson's stuff. We used the D plus C plus, which is diameter in Z. Left-hand stock, have spindle and chuck identified. You can set material size here to 1 inch, and you turned on the use margins and make the right side be plus 25. And then we got diameter of stock and length. So I just made it 3 inches for now. And you got how you want it to look here. And we got left-hand spindle. So that one all done. Now when I brought it in, this is kind of like where it's thinking the stock is. And it's not quite lined up. So we gotta like rotate this thing. And this is gonna be a problem with importing models that don't quite line up to your standard planes. So it's either you gotta define a plane and force it, or just move the part, one or the other. I think this one just needs rotation. Okay, I'm glad I'm watching it now. I did the align to Z. Let me backtrack on that. So it's not oriented correctly. So do align to Z, transform to plane, and select the plane we're trying to line it up with, the D plus C plus, and body to move, which will be this, but he was aligning it to the face. And hit OK. Only when I imported with the wires, the wireframe didn't go with it. So I'll rotate that one later. Let me identify. This is like in Mastercam. I can tell it's not one solid object. It's a solid model plus wires. So I'm going to make this one separate, just so I have separation. This will allow me to move stuff around better. Okay, I'm going to give it a different color. And I'm going to change levels, says right here. So I'm going to select the body selection, and I'm going to put that on level 2. Don't use active level, level 2. They're on different levels, so I can shut that one off independently and move this as needed. But for now, I'm just going to use that to get this job done. So I'm going to hit the fit command and isometric fit again. So we're lined up to the setup, and I'll go back and listen to the more Tyson. Okay, so I think I'm lined up, but I want to do the other end first. We're going to do 2 operations. We got to do 2 operations anyway, and we're going to have a nice nose cone on the front. So if that's the case, we got to go to turning align to Z. But can I just, let's go to planes. So we're actually on a different plane anyway. Make these, this is going to be the graphic, everything about this one. So the align to Z is pretty much just a helper, get it aligned. So let's, we can change the orientation here. Let's see, fit origin, display, nomens, to put, let's see. And can I change the end? Asymmetric. Okay, let's see. Lines, let me just try the align Z again. I have to transform the plane. D, check, body to move. I'm actually going to pick the front this time. All right, that's probably the easiest way for me to do it. XZ, check. All right, so we're model front now. So our levels are separated. Stock setup is aligned to D and Z. In the plane, we're actively on that one. Okay. So isometric view, and it's actually, I know it says XYZ here, but we're not in that. This is our actual, Z should be facing, oh, here it is right here. Z front, D is diameter. Beautiful. Now we can go to roughing. Okay, I was able to get somewhere with this. I did add the, I tried to do it without doing turn profile, so we had to do the wireframe turn profile. So it's all in the Titan video. We created a profile, but I think we could have used the wireframe we came in with. Just gonna X out of this. And I did lathe face just like they did, and lathe rough. We can play with the parameters for the step down. So you got tool parameters, feed and speed. I want to get these so they are already populated. 800. Oh, wait a minute. And that's constant surface speed, and we'll make this 0.008. And we're using that tool. Roughing parameters, it's set as, we'll make that 0.075. Compensation right, and leaving 10,000 stock on X and Z. I also want to get the machine past the end. Lead out. So that one we'll have to play around with. Cutting method is one way, and roughing direction, stable stock recognition. So extend contour to stock only. Use stock for outer boundary. Might have to play with the out part. But for now, it's rough. I want to get it to rough back to here and then cut this off, and we'll do this one separately. But I would imagine in some of the other videos, if the threading is on the back end, they would have to do that. Let's go to full simulation and see what we got. Okay, looks pretty good there. Base and rough. All right, we're pretty good. All right, I'm going to end this at this point, but I'm going to put the step file in your cloud, put in the Fusion cloud and pull it out of there, or somehow we'll transmit that over. Okay, talk to you all.